Hello traders, welcome back to another video. It's been quite a while since I've posted a video. It's December just happened, it is the new year, and December was a slower trading month for me, and I definitely made some changes to my trading. I want to talk about those changes today, the biggest one being I started trading futures. I've moved away from the CFD Forex world over to the regulated futures world, and I want to talk about the biggest three reasons why I did that and the benefits I've seen. And the number one is the biggest reason for sure, and that is just the regulation. If you are in the Forex industry, CFDs, you know that there's been a lot of issues with MetaTrader and brokers. A lot of the unregulated brokers are moving away from MetaTrader. I don't know all the reasons why, and the regulated brokers in the US seem to still have MetaTrader. There doesn't seem to be any problems there. I myself traded NAS 100, which cannot be traded on US regulated brokers, and so I had to go with the unregulated brokers. And I always used MetaTrader since I started learning about Forex, and these brokers are now moving away from that, and they're putting in these new platforms, and I've looked at them. There's ActTrader, there's TradeLocker, but I just didn't really like them. I was used to MetaTrader, and I found it concerning that they kept switching things up. I previously was with Henko Trade, the broker, and they kept sending me emails about changing to this new ActTrader, and then they were telling me that, oh, you could still trade on MetaTrader, and I didn't like that. They kept changing things up. It's not something I like to see in a company where I'm putting my money in. And of course, with regulation, with unregulated brokers, there's always a chance that your money could disappear if the broker goes underwater for some reason. It can just be gone, and there's no repercussions for that. And I always knew that, and I was always okay with that, but that's something I'm becoming less okay with as time goes on, as I get more capital actually into the brokers. Also with the regulation, I like how regulated brokers do not do crypto transfers. That was so annoying to have to transfer to crypto, to a crypto exchange, pay all the fees, pay the gas fees, pay the exchange fees, and then to pay more fees when you transfer into the unregulated broker. And it was like this 3-step process just to get your money where you wanted it to go. Now, there are, of course, commissions with regulated brokers that those fees kind of come in, but looking at it now, having done both sides, I still think it is more expensive to go the unregulated route, to have to pay the crypto fees just to get your money into your broker. With regulated brokers, I know in the US you can just put your money in, and the amount that you put in is the amount that transfers. If you do an ACH transfer, it just goes from your bank account to the broker, all the money is there. And so I really like that about regulated brokers, that it's fast and it's cheap to actually get your money into your broker. So you're not starting with negative, just trying to start trading. So regulation has just been, I've become more of a fan of it. There are cons, of course, but I believe that the cons of unregulation are much higher. And the second biggest reason why I started going to futures instead of Forex or CFDs. Really, I was just trading NAS 100. But it's just the ease of use. So since I was just trading NAS 100, futures are indices. Indices are available. If you go to the regular US stock market, indices are not available. But if you go to the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, you can trade indices through futures, and it's like almost the same price. It's the same price action. If you compare NAS 100 to the NQ futures asset, the charts look the same. The price varies a little bit, maybe by like 50 or 100 points, but the price action is almost identical. And so that was something that gave me a lot of peace, just knowing that like what I know will transfer directly from a NAS 100 to NQ. And so then I looked at, well, is it actually going to be easier to trade, the contracts and the lots for futures than it is for Forex? They're a little different. But I've actually found futures contracts to be easier to trade than Forex lots. Contracts are very simple. For example, I trade MNQ, the micro NASDAQ, and so every point is $2 a point. That's it for one contract, and then you multiply that by the number of contracts you have, and that's all the calculation you do. For Forex, there's different amount of lots. You can do partial lots, and you can do there's different contract sizes for different assets, for different Forex pairs, and for different CFDs. And if I just go to NQ, I just have to think about whole contracts, and it's just a multiple of 2. And so it's super easy to do the calculation. And what makes it even better is that I trade through Tradeovate, the US regulated broker for futures, and it connects seamlessly with TradingView, which I do all my charting through. And so everything is in one place. Previously with Forex, I would have to have my MT4 and my TradingView tab open and kind of switch between them to execute on MT4 and then chart on TradingView with the indicators and price action and whatever. But with futures, it's all on TradingView, and I can enter on TradingView. And TradingView has great tools for risk calculation. When you actually enter your position, you can see the dollar amount you're risking. You could just type in, I want to risk $200, and it'll automatically put your stop loss where it needs to be. And then you can change that, or you can change the percentage of your account, and whatever metric you want to evaluate your risk through, you can just type it in and it'll automatically do it. And then when you enter the trade, it pops up your stop loss line and your take profit line. You can just drag them. Super easy. Easier than a lot of the risk calculators that you see in the Forex world. So I've really liked that about futures, just the ease of use, and yeah, the regulation has been huge. And the third and final reason actually goes more along with the first reason, with the regulation. But in the futures world, there's just a lot less scams. To be honest, the Forex world, CFD world is wrought with scammers, people, using fake MetaTrader accounts, people using there's tons of new prop firms through the Forex world. There are prop firms in the futures world, but of course you have to do them. They are regulated, right? Because everything in futures is regulated by the SEC, I believe. So it's just more comforting to know that when you see a Forex influencer, it's usually guilty until proven innocent. With futures, it seems to be more innocent until proven guilty. I mean, there could still be futures traders that are scammers and who are pretending and not really posting profits. But you just don't see it as much. Forex just has that bad name, unfortunately. It's so much easier to manipulate. There's so many more scammy brokers. And so I prefer to be in a more regulated and less scammy world, less scammy industry, which is funny because it's so similar. Like I said, that NAS 100 is the same as NQ. And so if you are trading CFDs in the US, I don't see a reason not to go over to futures. It's easier, it's more regulated. You don't have to deal with crypto withdrawals if you don't want to do that. Some people are into that, but I definitely hate going through crypto exchanges. The data feed, when you go to place trades on your futures broker, the price is always the same because you're paying for a data feed and it comes directly from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And so you can trust that you're not going to get huge slippage and all that sort of those things that you see with Forex. So futures have been a big win for me. I'm going to continue trading them throughout 2024. I'm super excited to really dive into it. I placed a few futures trades in December of 2023, kind of got the hang of it, but I'm excited to really continue to learn about it and make my profits that way. So that's all for me today. Thank you for watching.